Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am super excited for today. I've been preparing, and there's been so much excitement building because this is really something that I would love for every woman to understand and to know. So, if you're on this call, then I congratulations because you've taken it on. There's something that you want and you want to create this life of freedom. So um, I welcome you. The next 60 minutes or so are going to be full of impactful information, and I'm going to share with you what I've done to go from really being stuck and not knowing how I was ever going to create a life where I could raise my babies, my children, serve the world and feel of purpose, and earn what I wanted doing that too. So I've discovered something that I'm helping other women achieve, and you can have that too. So welcome again, and I am going to, before I get started, I just want to introduce you to Catherine, who's on the call. I'm not sure if Catherine can hear me. You can see if you can unmute yourself. If not, that's okay. Doesn't look like she can. Oh, there you are. Hello, Catherine. Are you on? Nope. Okay. Doesn't look like she's on. That's okay. Catherine's in the back end. She's my right-hand woman, and she's joining.
Hello, I
Oh,
made it.
you made it.
Yes, a few technical glitches over here, but we're all good now.
Fantastic. All right, Kat. Well, I'll leave it to you for a minute just for the logistical side of things to get these ladies ready to go.
Excellent. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for joining us. I have watched Nat present uh, over the last few weeks these webinars. And let me tell you, ladies, you are in for an amazing hour. Each time I listen, I take more notes and just learn more and walk away just so inspired. Every once in a while in your life, you meet somebody who is not only a mentor, but a role model. And this woman here is exactly that. She inspires me every day to reach further and just be more me. So you are just going to love it. And I'm so glad you're here. As for the logistical things, um, Natalia is going to ask us a few questions. So if she asks a question and you agree, just type in yes in the chat box. Also, this hour is jam-packed with information. So we will keep time for questions at the end, but if you could write your questions in the chat box, I'll read them and Natalia will answer them for you. And what else do you need to know? If you could mute yourself, that would be fantastic. And just keep the background noise to a minimum, so because we are recording this. And I think that's all for the logistics. So I hope you've got a pen and a paper and a cup of your favorite beverage. And we're going to turn it over to Natalia.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, guys. Kat's my right-hand woman all the way from Canada. So I'm really grateful for everything she does to help me create this magic and help more women around the world. So thank you, Kat. 5 steps that have tripled my income and are helping other women triple their income even more, 500%, 600%. Look, really, we're talking about quantum leaps here. So that's what I want for each and every one of you. So let's get started. The 5 keys that I'm going to cover on how to multiply your income whilst raising your children. Okay, the number one thing that's helped me is creating new paradigms. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. You may have heard of the word paradigms before, but really this is the one thing you've got to burn in your mind. I didn't know anything about paradigms a few years ago, but I understand the power of it. I also understand how to change them, and results will change 100% guaranteed when you work on changing your paradigms. So that's the number one thing that's improved my results, And number two, improving the self-image of the mother you want to be. You see, right now, you've all got this image of the woman that you are. And I'm going to go over how to create an image of a woman that can be both financially successful, spend quality time with their children, and have the lifestyle that you want at the same time. How fulfilling is it to be able to live your life? I question this every day for years. How can I have it all? How can I live my purpose? Have a family, be home when I want to be home, and work the hours that I want, owning my life and being of service to others, really. So, all of these things, I thought, oh, is it even possible? I didn't even know if it was possible or not. So, it is. I'm going to tell you it is, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Self image is critical for you to change every area of your life. Number three, following a guaranteed proven formula. You know what? There is a science to success. If you're seeing someone lucky out there and you're going, wow, she is so lucky, or he or whoever it is, it's actually not by accident. There is a formula, there is a science behind success. And if you don't understand it, it's okay, because you can follow these proven principles that have worked for years, hundreds and thousands of years, really. The laws are there. They've been here forever. Just got to plug into them. You're going to understand them and you're going to work with them. Now, that concept changed my life, because when I realized that, oh my goodness, there's actually a system that I can follow that can change everything, I realized I didn't have to work it out on my own. Okay. Number four, I see this all the time, and this is one of the things I help my clients with, is their relationship with money. Um, the bottom line is, if you've got a poor relationship with money, you're not going to allow more of it in. And it's really the subconscious relationship that you have with money. So this is so important. Think about this. If you want to improve a relationship and have more of something in your life, let's say more time with your children, or you're not going to tell them off every single time and push them away and yell at them and curse at them and all of these things, because eventually, you know what they're going to do? They're not going to come to you anymore, right? That's the same thing with money, right? It's a relationship. So we've got to change it. And I think if anyone had a bad relationship with money, it was me. Oh my goodness. I'll go there. But if I can change my relationship with money, anyone can. Support and growth. You need support around you. You see, when you're trying to let go of this habitual way of thinking and going from really that life, that monotonous way of being, you're used to doing certain things already. You've got to change things, and that requires you to get uncomfortable. So you are going to need support and growth to do so. It's really vital. And I don't know anyone that's successful that doesn't have mentors and the support around them. So it really is, these have been the five critical factors that are helping individuals multiply their income and creating the life they want. Because you can have all the money you want, but if you're not spending the hours that you want with your family, then what's the point of that too? I'm talking about having all of it. Now, just last week, a client has doubled her sales from one week to the next. And think about that, just like that. In fact, tripled her sales within 7 weeks. Right. So we're talking about really quantum leaps here. I don't like this incremental progress stuff. It never excited me to create things really slowly, because I figured, well, by the time I leave this planet, I'll just be there, right? No, I'm talking about dramatically improving every area of your life, or even just one important area. Now, get it ready, because I'm going to cover all of these things. We've got short time to do it. So I'll get through as much as I can. If I can answer any of your questions, please type them into chat. I think there is someone unmuted, but I'm not sure. You are quiet, but if just Kat, you could double check everyone's muted, that would be amazing. Okay, now what have I achieved? So let me first go back to where I was. A few years ago, I was in a bad place. Okay. It wasn't dismal, but I wasn't happy. I was actually quite depressed. I was only earning a few $100s a week, and I was in a job, I was working in the CBD, and it broke my heart to leave my 2-year old, being away, thinking that I had to be away to earn money. That was the way I was thinking. And even when I was away, I wasn't really earning what I wanted to create this amazing lifestyle that I had. That took a toll me mentally, and it also did affect my relationship because I wasn't happy. I wasn't actually enjoying my life, although on the outside it may have looked like I was. On the inside, it was a different story, and I see that a lot. I was a qualified naturopath, but it was just never really happening for me, not the way I wanted to see it. Okay. In a few short years, in fact, in little over 2 years, what have I achieved by going over those 5 steps, understanding them? I found my purpose. It's so liberating when you can find what you love to do. I knew I liked helping people, but I didn't feel I was living my purpose. There's a difference. You might like your job, or you might like what you do. You might even love what you do, but feeling you're living on purpose every day, even at night when you're at home, it's a different feeling. I have a global company. It's actually an online company now. I'm not in network marketing, but because a lot of the times we think, oh, it's only network marketing where you can have a global company. Um, I coach women all over the world. In fact, I'm speaking to someone from Austria next week, and last week, Canada, and a lot of clients around Australia. So having an online company allows me to travel, um, and do what I want at the comfort of my home. In fact, I shot a video yesterday, and I had my 8-month-old sitting on the floor, and I was working. I was doing what I love. I had him in my hand doing a coaching call this morning, in that rare occasion. I don't really like to do that. But in that situation, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to call anyone if I'm feeling sick. That used to be, my goodness, it was such a big thing for me to have to pick up the phone and go, oh my God, my son's sick. I feel so guilty, da da da. And you end up feeling like someone else is really controlling you. And I just didn't like that feeling. I never wanted to own my own business because I thought it was too hard. But at the same time, I didn't like the feeling of always having to be told essentially when to take a break and all of these things. I'm now one of Bob Proctor's leading consultants in the world. And if you haven't heard of Bob Proctor, he's in the movie The Secret. He is 83, and he's probably the last living person that understands the mind and human potential like anyone else. Okay. He is essentially, his mentors created the whole personal development industry as we know it today. So I'm very grateful to be one of his consultants. Did you think I didn't think I was gonna be here a few years ago. In fact, I remember sitting with my hair frizzy, a soccer jumper, tracky pants, with a child going, what am I doing with my life? That I'm meant for so much more than this. So this is really, you can create whatever you want. Doesn't matter where you are right now. I get to travel with my family. Oliver is now 4. He's been to Canada 4 times. Just went to LA the other week. But I had this image. If I was going to go somewhere, I'm not going to leave my family behind. They're way too important to me. So I needed obviously to earn the income and create that lifestyle where I can do that. So there's no limitation. In fact, I'm not saying this to impress you, but just to impress upon you that if I can do this, anyone can, any woman can. I have someone that helps me. My mum is interstate, so okay, so it doesn't matter. You're not limited to the people around you. You create. So I have a nanny that helps me, and home delegation. Who doesn't want, I don't know, but I always wanted to delegate home duties if I could. I'd rather spend time with my family or helping someone, okay, being on this call. Um, and, for me, having a happy, healthy family is by far number one. And I'm not sure if you can all relate, but as a mother, your family comes first. You can have all of these wonderful things, but if your family is not happy and healthy and you're really enjoying that time with them, then what's the point, right? But at the same time, well, if you can have one, why not have it all? I've also multiplied my income dramatically. In fact, in 1 week, I'd earned more than I had earned in the other whole year. Okay. So, and it really doesn't take time. Okay. It takes a shift. It takes a shift in your mental attitude. And that's what so many are hung up on. It takes time, experience, knowledge. And I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not true. So enough for me. Well, actually, that's Bob Proctor. So I'm just going to introduce you to him, and you may have now recognized him on The Secret. This is really a webinar with results that stick. There's so much personal development out there. I'd actually invested thousands of dollars in a program. When I was 4 weeks in, I ended up speaking to one of Bob Proctor's coaches, and I said, just part of me just wants everything now. I don't know why I'm on the phone, but I just feel like it's not really happening for me, with this other program. And he said, Natalia, it's because you're not changing the cause of your results. And the cause of your results are your paradigms. And just in that conversation I had with him, he said, look, you've spent that money. You can wait a year, finish what you're doing, and then come back. And I'll guarantee you'll be a little bit better, maybe, but essentially in the same spot, unless you've changed your paradigm. If you follow a system that specializes in changing your paradigms, you're going to get there so much faster and with a lot less struggle. And I made a decision to just let go of that. Go, okay, it is what it is, and start this journey with Bob Proctor. And looking back, it was the best decision I made. Sometimes you got to let go of something good for something great. And that was one of those things. So let's do this. You can, wherever you are, literally create your own economy. And what does that mean for you? Really create the income that you want and create it on your terms. How good does that sound? Like, I want you to type in, yes, if this is something that you want. You want to create your income, the freedom that you want, but on your terms. Working, doing what you want. Awesome. There's a few of you. I can see it. Exactly. That's what I wanted as well. Look, I'm here just sharing exactly what I've done. I'm not making any of this up. This is just being passed on to me. So I'm now passing it on to you. Okay. Everyone wants freedom. I don't know any person, you really sit down with them, have an honest conversation, that they don't want freedom, right? What's freedom look like to you? Now, what does it look like? I'll paint a picture of what freedom looked like to me when I was on that tram. I'll never forget. I was on this tram. It makes me feel like crying every time I think about it. And I remember leaving Oliver with this lady. She was lovely. And in fact, I used to go to her when I was 6 months old too. So I was then taking my son to her. But it just didn't feel right. I was like, hang on. Everyone says that it's, yeah, you feel guilty as a mom and da-da-da. And I just went, no, I know better. Part of me knew better. I didn't know how. I didn't know what it looked like. I just knew it didn't feel good. And I didn't like that. And when I don't feel good, I don't like it, and I look at how to change it because I don't like staying there. Now, I kept thinking, how? And then I thought, oh, I'll have a naturopathy business at home. And then, one thing led to another, but it didn't matter what changed on the outside. It was like a jigsaw puzzle. I was trying to change the outside. My income just wasn't going up. The profits weren't going up. And if my income was going up, I was spending all this time away. And, it wasn't working. But I had an image of what freedom looked like. And so when I sat one day and I was in a calm state, I took out a pen and paper and I wrote down, I'd love to be earning. I found it the other week. It was actually ridiculous. I wanted to be earning $1,000 a week. I look back now, I'm like, oh my goodness, that was the limitation I was operating from. Now, for you, now 1,000 might be a lot. I'm not knocking that, but when you raise your awareness, you're going to realize how small you play. When you've got the whole world at your hands, why not ask for more? And I wrote it down, and I wrote that I wanted to work just a few hours and someone will look after my children if Matt wasn't here, and we'd be hands-on parents, and I'd be able to take them to school and pick them up and go and read a book with the teacher if they want me there. My mum didn't really get to do that with me, so I really wanted to do that and travel with them, and travel not just mediocre. I wanted to stay at nice places, okay? So I wanted to have a nice car and really just live a lifestyle that I knew other people were living. I may not have known them personally, but I know other people out there are living that, right? And that's what I wanted. So think of you right now. Paint a picture in the screen of your mind, what freedom looks like. Because I'll guarantee you it'll come down to two things. And it's really time and money freedom. And when you can earn what you want, you'll be amazed at how much free time you have when you don't have to think about money. Because you see, money is really just a result of the service you render. That's it. You want to provide better service, right? You focus on that. Your ability to earn money, you have to focus on that. And the more you serve, the more your income will go up. But I'm also going to tell you, I got it a bit mixed up. When I was a naturopath, I would give my supplements away. Sometimes, I would actually give it cost price. And so I wasn't never earning really any money on the supplements, because then I would order them and then some would go out of date and I actually would keep losing money. So I had it a bit backwards, because I thought the more you gave and the more you'd receive. But I was missing a huge link. And they were really about paradigms, self-image, and my relationship with money. Okay? But you will never have to worry about money if you change your paradigm with money. Now, I'm sure, I'm just assuming, but you probably wouldn't be on this call if you weren't interested in that, okay? So I'm talking to you if this is what you want. Now think, if you had the time and money, how would you love to spend your days? What would you be doing? What would you be buying for your children or for yourself that you're not doing now? What experiences would you be having? Would you be traveling more? Would you be able to take them to the school that you really want, or those extra activities? Would you upgrade your car, a nicer family car? Would you go and see your well, this might be backwards, but would you go and see your parents more if you're interstate, or go and travel and seeing family overseas more? At the end of the day, life is just way too short. You're not going to remember the green stuff in your bank account on your last days, but you will remember what you've done with it and the experiences that you've had and what you did with it, and how you were able to extend your service beyond your means because you had the money to do so. You see, money's only used for two things. One is to make you comfortable, and number two is to extend the service beyond where you're at right now. Think of how much more you can do when you've multiplied your income, even just by 3. Just start with that, what that would allow you to do. Okay? Now look at your results right now. Just be objective, don't get emotionally involved, but just think how have I ended up here with think of, if you've got in a 9 to 5, wherever you're at right now, income, relationships, the relationship you have with your children and how much time. How about your results on you? Like how much do you do for yourself? I know as mothers, there's this you giving and giving, and then it's like there's a little bit of left for me. So I might have a warm lunch now as opposed to a cold one. But what would you be able to do if you could create, right? I had this image of having someone that came and cooked for me, so I didn't have to worry about the food, but it was organic and it was healthy. So I found a way to do that. You see, when you have extra money, you can afford those things. I did not have that a few years ago, okay? Look at your results. How do they happen? Think. You see someone else having what they want, it's not by luck. There is actually a method. Do results just happen? I'm here to tell you no. There's a system to achieving results, good or bad, okay? It doesn't matter. It's actually the same process. There's a scientific formula to results. Now, imagine you're in the power position and you're in the driver's seat creating the results you want. Imagine what you can create just by that alone. What would your perfect square of life look like? Okay. This is a concept that I work with. This is you would say my vision, my model, my core value for every woman. I want every woman to be able to be wealthy and feel wealthy. And when I think of wealth, it doesn't mean that you are walking down, Rodeo Drive and life's all the rich and famous. Okay, not everyone wants that. But how about just being able to go and buy what you want for you and for your kids and maybe surprising your family with a holiday at Christmas or, being able to live that life. You want to upgrade your car, you can. You want to give to someone, sometimes you see things happening and you feel helpless. Well, you're not. There's only a limitation that's stopping you. Wealth to me is so important for a woman to feel financially independent. I used to feel so dependent on everyone around me. But when I started to get out of my own way and learn what I'm sharing with you and apply it, my income improved. But you know what that did to me? My whole confidence improved. But you see, wealth is an inside job. Okay, it really is. It's not about how good you are at doing it. I know a lot of brilliant people with a lot of degrees coming off their charts at the top with knowledge, but they're not free financially. Paying a home loan and struggling week to week, and they're scrambling once a year to go on a holiday. And I'm not saying, and if you're in that place, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting you down, but you don't have to stay there. That's what I'm getting at, okay? Now, health. I mean, I had this core value as a naturopath. Everyone should be healthy. In fact, I didn't want to see the clients back because I wanted them to just be fixed like that. And I didn't understand that the mind was actually what was in control of their health. But health, when you have more money, well, you can actually go and you can buy the food you want, and you might have go and have a massage here and there. And you see, prevention is really the best cure. I'm going to tell you that from a naturopathic perspective. You probably know it anyway. Relationships. I've seen so many relationships really affected by strain because working long hours, not being home, and and it cycles on, right? But why are they working long hours? Well, because they need to earn the money. So you know what? I found a lot of the time it all comes down to money. A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time. And relationships is really what gets affected. And you see, when you're not present, when you're not feeling free, you're worrying. And when you're worrying, your kids are picking that up. Whether you're saying it or not, whether you're trying to hide it, you're locking stuff in it doesn't matter. Energy is just transmitted everywhere. They're picking it up. So feeling free is really important. And self-expression. To me, self-expression is a woman who's confident. She knows who she is and she's on purpose. She's self-expressed. You look at her, someone will look at you. When you're this woman, they'll go, wow. They'll leave an impact when you walk in a room. Self-expressed, confident. Okay? I'm not talking about being conceited and really arrogant. I'm talking about knowing how powerful she really is and being able to express that just in her energy. Okay? Really important. And this is what I want for you, your square of life, to have all of this, all of it. Now look, there are two things that you've got to know when it comes to raising your income. You've got to know where you are. Like, look at your results. What are you earning now? Don't get emotionally involved. It doesn't matter, good, bad. You might be really good. You might be doing well, but you want to dramatically improve it because maybe you're spending all this time away and you don't want that anymore. But if money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing? Like when I always answered that question, I thought, well, yeah, I'd take my kids. It doesn't matter if I have to buy an extra 1 or 2 airplane tickets to come to a conference. All of these things. But you got to be honest with yourself. And when I got to that point where I had to be honest, it didn't feel good, okay? Because I was trying to hide from it. I didn't want to know where I was. And a lot of people do that. And it's just this defense mechanism. But you do have to know where you're at. But that's okay. You don't focus on it. You really got to focus on where you're going. There are two critical things. Now, why are so many people stuck? They seem so obvious. Okay, you're going to know where you are, where you're going. So why are so many people stuck? And you may be feeling a little stuck, or you probably wouldn't be on this call, right? Really, it's not just about these goals, okay? Because you're probably thinking, yeah, I've got money goals, or yeah, I've got business goals, or maybe you don't. And for a while, my goodness, I've been with Matt for over 10 years now, and when he met me, he would go, oh, Nat, you're always writing little goals and lists and post-it notes here and there, and I would put them in a safe and come back to them, and and I would achieve some. Yeah, I wanted to swim with sharks and this and that, but they weren't like, all right, I want to be earning 7 figures and I want to drive this car by this, within a year, and like big goals that stretch you. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. But it didn't matter what goal I had. My income wasn't going up. Okay, and that's what I thought the problem was. You see, the problem's really where you're at. It's what's holding you back, and that's your paradigms. Now, listen really closely because the next 5 minutes, I want you to burn this into your mind. I want you to really understand the power of paradigms. Okay? Now, look, what are they? It's a mental program that has almost exclusive control over all of your habitual behavior, and almost all of it, all of your behavior is habitual. 96 to 98% of what you do and how you do things are habitual. They're subconscious, which only leaves 2 to 4% of every day of your life to be conscious. Imagine that you became consciously aware and you tip that scale, what your world would look like. Right now, you're operating from a place where about 96 to 98% of your conditioned way of thinking is controlling you and your results. And it doesn't matter how hard you try. And that's what really got me, because it didn't matter how long I worked, how many hours, my income, I just wasn't getting ahead because I didn't understand this, the paradigm. And this was number one. Remember, I wrote the 5 key things, creating a new paradigm. So what are they? Okay, let's look at how important they really are. Because your paradigms are a multitude of all the habits you have. You know, the beliefs you've got about money, the beliefs you have about how to raise children, all of that, beliefs, ideas, programmed way of thinking. And you haven't made it up. Here's the crazy thing. They've been passed on from one generation to the next. You've inherited them. Okay? Now, if you were brought up in a successful, say your parents were really business driven, they've had their own company, really successful, there's a very high chance you're going to be following those same footsteps, because you see it's part of the genetic pool. And so on. And that's why you see people on welfare, you know, and there's generations of it. So look at your results right now, and then look at how you were raised. And look at your parents' results or whoever raised you. And then just keep looking, and you're going to see a pattern. And whenever you've seen a dramatic change from one generation to the next, it's because they've altered their paradigm. And people that are winning and making it happen, they don't know how they're doing it. Because if you ask them, they're just going to tell you what they've done. They don't even know why they're so successful. In fact, that might be really successful in one area of their life, maybe money, but really poor in relationships, right? But you can change your paradigms for your square of life, so you can have all of them going for you, right? Now, paradigms are critical because, you know, you've formed your children's paradigms too. And they're modeling you. So whatever results you're getting, they're going to follow. So one of my drivers was always my children. A lot of the time it was my excuse as to why I couldn't do things, until I changed the paradigm by working on it through repetition, and I made them my why. I made the excuse that I have an 8-month-old and I've only got an hour. If the nanny, like, I didn't have someone last week, so I had an hour, but I made that hour count. I did more in an hour than what I would have done in a week. Okay? Make your excuses your why. Why, even more so, you should be doing it. Other people's habits are controlling you. It's not even, you haven't chosen your income. You were passed on these limitations as to how you can earn money and what you're capable of earning to. You know, you can earn your annual income in a month. Imagine what that would do to your life if you could do that. Look at this. I can feel you getting quite jazzed up about this, right? Now let's look at this. Your paradigm right now is controlling areas of your life. All of the areas of your life. Bob Proctor says, you don't change the kitchen by painting the outside of the house. You don't keep going from job to job, and that's what I used to do. I used to say it's place. I used to call myself a job whore because I always had a new job. You know, I'd be in a new place and it's like, oh no, the hours didn't work, or the income was crap, I was unpacking boxes. I was the one in control of my results. But I was always blaming something or someone or the situation. You see, you can't change your results if you're blaming. But blaming is really a place of giving up your power. If you want to reclaim your power, you've got to own where you're at. And you've also got to take responsibility. And your paradigm has influence over all of these areas of your life, and I'm going to highlight some of them. Let's look at this. Your relationship with money. My goodness, you are going to see exactly where you get this from. But your relationship with money is controlled by your paradigm, your programmed way of thinking. However your parents thought about money, if it was hard to earn, if it always went out, there was never enough, whatever thought, or maybe there was a lot of money. Wow, you could buy whatever you want. And there was always an abundance. But your relationship with money is dictating what you're allowing into your life. That is critical. Your ability to lead yourself, to lead yourself as a mother, as a woman, to lead in any place, as a wife. You see, leadership is really from within. If you want to become a better leader, someone that other people want to follow, you've got to learn how to lead yourself first. You've got to learn about you. You really have to. And leaders rise to the top. You see, the income will match as your leadership improves. Decisions, your ability to make decisions. I mean, we're not taught this at all. We're always asking someone else what they think we should do. Decisions are critical. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, he says the winners in life make decisions quickly and change them rarely, if at all. The people that lose go back and forth, and that's indecision. And he says indecision is the death of man, and he's very right. Who wants to follow someone who can't make decisions? Okay? You've got to learn how to make them, but your paradigm controls how you make them. Oh, I'm going to think about it, or you know what? You just got to make it. That's it. Productivity and the use of your time. This is a huge one. Even if you're a mom, you can run a business. You can create and increase your income while you're doing it. You're operating from a limitation. I had to change that. I had to create a new paradigm, a new image of myself as a woman that could have my children nearby. I'm still breastfeeding, so for me, that's really critical to be more productive. The days are the same for everyone. There are 24 hours in the day, okay? But it's how you use that time. You see, you cannot manage time, but you manage your activities and your productivity. Your paradigm controls that. Confidence. How confident are you? This is a huge one. I see this, you know what, I think it's for everyone, but women are just a bit more honest, and that's why I love working with them, because I can help them faster, because they might go, yeah, I need more confidence. Confidence is an inside job. You're already confident at some things you do. It could be another language you speak. It could be in the kitchen or raising children, all of these things. But confidence is something that you develop through knowledge, through repetition, and through understanding yourself. Self-worth. My goodness. This lesson, this one idea changed my whole world. Because part of what you believe you're worth. See, let's just look at your income. Let's say you're earning $1,000 a week. And I ask you, do you believe that you're worth earning $3,000 a week? Some of you might say no straight out. And some of you might go, yeah, I believe that. I believe I can earn that. And you know, I'm here to tell you I believe that too. I know the power of human potential. But your subconscious mind doesn't believe that. And your subconscious mind is where your paradigm is. So you want to raise your self-worth, what you subconsciously believe you're worth, to be treated, your income, everything. You've got to change the paradigm, and it's in your subconscious mind. But you see, when you change your self-worth, you multiply your income and your ability to earn money. Whether you think it's hard whether you think it's easy, whether you think you've got to be away from your children to earn money. You don't even know right now where to start. Maybe. How can I do this? Work from home, have my, you know what? You don't need to know any of that. You just got to know what you want. Remember, I said you need two things. You got to know where you're at and what you want. Remember, I took out a pen and paper and I started there. Okay? The steps will come, but you're not going to see them line up. They're never. No one that ever wins makes decisions seeing all these ducks lined up. It doesn't work like that. They're the people that are logical and never get anywhere. They stay the same. Okay? So I can show you right now how to change that. Bust free. Okay? Bust free. Create a new paradigm of the woman that you want to be. Have it all. Once and for all. So just imagine how your entire life will change as you begin improving even just two of these areas of your life. Pick a couple right there on the list. Imagine if you changed just those two things. Well, one, maybe one. Change the mother that you are. You've got to create a new self-image. This is huge. What do you see when you look in the mirror? What's that self-talk? What image do you have on the inside? See, look at this little kitty cat. He believes, or she believes, well, I guess the he, is a lion. What do you believe you are? You see, there's two images that we have. We have an image of the outside and of the inside. Everyone will see the image on the outside. It's how you dress, you walk and talk. But you see, it's the inner image that really is controlling your results. That's the key. You've got to create this new image. You have an image of a woman earning what you're earning. That's part of your self-image. You also have an image of the wife or the partner or just the woman you are, what you believe you're good at, what you believe you're not good at, all of these things. If you want to know your self-image, I'll give you a hint. Just look at your results. And I'm going to tell you one thing. When you create a new image of the woman you want with her square of life, you have to have it. It's a process. There is a proven process. But you will, by default, you have to have it. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you one thing about your self-image. You will never outperform it. You can never go beyond your self-image. It's a thermostat. And you might have a good month where your income's up and bang, the next month you're quiet. It's a self-image. Got to create a new one. So right now your self-image is blocking you. Become a matriarch. Create your own reality and have it all. Don't settle. Create the image of the woman you want to become. You can create it with a pen and a paper, with your imagination. It's one of your higher faculties. You create the self-image you want by changing your paradigm. See, part of your paradigm. Your paradigm controls your self-image. Okay. Financial success has a lot to do with being in the right place at the right time. But there's one critical key missing, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, you've been at the right place at the right time. We all have. But you haven't been aware that you've been at the right place at the right time. Awareness is what's important. Your ability to enjoy that life you want. The one that you really want. Not the one you're selling for, not the one you think you can have, the one you really want is dependent on your level of awareness. Look at this. Just let this dot represent your current results. Your income, how much time you spend with your children, what you do for your career, all of that, your relationships, let that dot represent that. And just imagine you improved your awareness just by that much, what that would do to improve the quality of your life. A person doesn't earn 40,000 a year because they want to earn 40,000. They're just not aware of how to earn the 40,000 in a month. It's awareness that's the problem. And it's the only problem. You got to raise your awareness. Now, look at that. What would your life look like when you keep raising your awareness? So, how do you raise your awareness? It's effective education. You need effective education to lead yourself. You got to study yourself, combined with professional coaching over a reasonable period of time will expand your awareness and improve the quality of your life, and it will multiply your income 300%, 500%. It doesn't matter. I've had someone multiply their income by 300% within 12 weeks. You see, you just raised her awareness. That's all it is. Now, this is another area. Number 3 was guaranteed formula. Okay, out of the 5 keys, a guaranteed system for success. And this is exactly what I did. I started following this material that I now teach because I'm a consultant with Bob Proctor. And the combined mentorship with the program has changed my life. Do you need time and money to invest in where you want to go? Absolutely. Right? But you spend the time and money anyway. So really, you've got to ask yourself, well, do I really want this? Not can it happen? I'll guarantee you can get there. But if you're already questioning if you can do it, everyone can do it except you, that's part of your self-image. Of course you can. Something Bob told me the other day, he said, Nat, you're a woman. You've had a child. You've created a baby. Think about you. If you've had children, you have had a baby. You've, by some creation, a baby was created inside of you, grew. You are the highest form of creation. If you can do that, you think you can't multiply your income? You think you can't have that car, that house, travel, live that lifestyle? So you see, you've just got to understand yourself more. That's all. So that is really number 5, mentors and support, because the paradigm's so strong, it pulls you back in. It doesn't want you to go. It doesn't want you to grow. And you know what? There's a lot of the time the people around you don't want you to grow because I don't want to lose you. But you see, there's something inside of you that is seeking expression. You know what? It's seeking what you want. Everything you want also wants you. Just think about it. You see, awareness is the key. Now, Bob's been teaching this for over 55 years. He's on his 56th year now. And this material, there is nothing like this out there because there's a lot of stuff that gets motivating and positive, but you know what? The results don't change. And if they do, they're temporary. This is by far the most powerful material in the world that there is in changing paradigms. And I am blessed every day. I do my gratitude every day and I write how grateful I am for this material because there is no way that I would be here if I didn't do this, if I didn't even ask the question. There's no accident you're on here listening to this. If you ask the questions, eventually someone's going to listen and you're going to attract the right people at the right time. Mentors always come when you're ready. That's one thing I've learned. And when riches begin to come, they're going to come so quickly and in such great abundance that you're going to wonder where they've been hiding during all those lean years. Napoleon Hill was right. You see, money is just frequency. It really is. We operate on frequency. Okay. Now do just once what others say you can't do, and you're never going to pay attention to the limitations. If you're looking at how you were brought up and you don't want to do the same and you want to create this life of freedom, don't listen to them. They don't know any better. They're not, I mean, they are, I'm going to tell you, they are wrong because they don't know any better, but they're doing the best they can. Do just once what others say that you can't do, and you're never going to listen to them again. You got to surround yourself with people that are making it happen, people that have what you want. Don't listen to someone that doesn't have the results that you want, because they're operating with their own paradigm. They don't have the awareness. Now think, how did we even get in the air? It was not that long ago we didn't have aeroplanes, okay? But now we just, you've probably been on one. There were two bicycle mechanics. They had a vision, they had a goal. No one had ever done that. I was talking to one of my clients this morning and she said, oh, other people are doing it, so can I. I said, even if they weren't doing that, you can do it. Edmund Hillary climbed Mount Everest. No one had done it before. But after he did it, others did. Okay? You see, you can create whatever you want. All breakthroughs have been made by people who think a little different. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. You just got to match the frequency of what it is that you want. You got to fuse with it. You got to operate from that paradigm, that self-image, and you cannot help but have that. It really can be no other way. You're a mass of energy and you function on frequencies. Now stay with me here. You put yourself under a microscope and you're vibrating. You see what you want. It's on a different plane. You just got to fuse with it. But you see, the only thing in the way of that are all of the paradigms, the beliefs, the habits, the habitual way of thinking. So even though you're trying to hold it, it pulls it away from you. Okay? See, it's all about the mind. It's all about your mind. You've got to change the part of your mind that's been controlling all of your results. That's the key. Not what you're doing, your mind. Okay? Now, let's look at the mind and paradigms. Okay? Because we've got 2 minutes. Let's look at how you can change your results. In 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet, he was a chiropractor, and he said you cannot treat a whole person without understanding their mind. This image changed my life, multiplied my income, and continues to multiply my clients' income dramatically in a very short period of time. I'll show you how. You've got a conscious mind. It's your thinking mind. Your subconscious mind controls your results. It controls how you behave. It controls your body. What did I say before? Only 2 to 4% of your thinking is conscious in a day, every day. Your subconscious mind controls 96 to 98%. It controls the behavior. It controls everything. And Bob said this is the most powerful idea he has ever learned. But you see, it's a mind game. It's all a mind game. You just got to get out of your own way, but you just got to be shown how to do it. So you've got a system that works. I've got a system that works because Bob gave it to me and shared it. And you need to understand this. Now look, you want to change your results from where you are. Let's look at you right now. Look at your income. That's where you want to go. That's your dream. Working the hours you want, doing what you love, spending time with your children, creating memories. that are most important. But you're looking at your physical results and you look at that and you go, but I don't know how. But you see, your dream is in your imagination. You can't see that. It's not in the physical form. And this is where you're getting stuck. You're getting stuck in between. And you get pulled back down. And then by default, you keep getting the same result. You see, when you change your paradigm, you're working on a higher side of yourself, the non-physical side. And you stay there. You change your paradigm, you change your thinking, you change how you behave, raise your awareness, and just like that, you're going to look back and go, wow, I work the hours I want, I earn what I want, I buy what I want, and I keep raising my goals. You see, that's it. It really is. It's quite simple. It's just a mind game, and you've got to understand it. Decide to go for that square of life, because I'm going to tell you right now, because I operate with this material every day. A year from now, you'll be where you are. And 2 years from now, unless you dramatically improve your self-image. It's so critical. You create a new self-image, new paradigm, and repetition. It's repetition that's the key. Okay? Now, I'm going to skip along because we don't really have time for the rest. But I just want to know if there's any questions, Kat, while I just move the slides along. And I'll be done in a few minutes.
We haven't had any yet, so ladies, if you've been holding back on typing them, please just type them in now and I'll pass them on to Nat.
Perfect.
We did have one request about sharing the link of the replay, and that will for sure happen after the webinar. We just need to upload it.
Okay. Well, Kat will sort it out. She's a gem.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Kat. All right. Ladies, never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, you've got to build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Create a new image of what you want. Create the lifestyle that you want. Okay? Kat, is that you, Kat? Kat's choking because she's like, ah.
No, I'm not. I believe Gina's unmuted.
Perfect.
If she could maybe
sorry.
give us a little mute. No worries at all.
Never change things by fighting the existing reality. Stop trying to change the outside. It's not how it works. I used to try, and you've probably tried over and over and over. You get burnt out. That's just how it works. You've got to build a new model. It doesn't have to be hard work. Yeah, there's some effort involved, but hey, you're spending time and money anyway. Okay? Create the life you really want. Book in a one-on-one coaching call. That's what I'm encouraging you to do, because that's exactly what I did. And create the life that you really want. You see, that's the program, Thinking to Results. That's what I use with my coaching. And that's exactly how women are multiplying their results, because you see, Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher have created this in a system that works. I'll show you exactly what to do and how to do it. You don't have to struggle anymore. Trust me. You don't have to keep going the way you're going. There's a light, and you owe it to yourself. If you feel empowered, compelled to even just find out more, book in. Kat's going to put in a link if she hasn't already done so. And you can actually go straight to my calendar right now. I have opened up 2 spots for 2 women today. Just 2, okay? The rest will have to wait till next week. But if you're really serious and really committed, click on the link that Kat sent, that Kat's put up, because that'll send you straight to my link and my calendar, and you're going to book it in a time. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet right now. You don't have to keep going the way you're going. Okay? Take a quantum leap and at least allow yourself to go there, because I'm grateful every single day for this material. You see, this is in Fortune 500 companies, it's in families, it's in individuals, and I am mentored and trained by Bob Proctor, who is a leader in personal development and human potential. So I understand a thing or two about changing paradigms, and I'm very grateful for the women that I work with because they make it happen. I show them the way and they follow and they do it, and that's it. Okay. So I'll leave it over to you. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. And I cannot wait to share some more with you as we go on. Thank you.
It was fantastic as usual, Nat. Just every time I listen to this information, you are so right. Repetition really is the key to really getting it into your subconscious mind and getting those paradigms kicked to the curb. That quote from Bob, I think, must be one of my favorites. The "you can't change the kitchen by painting the outside of the house." Just one of my favorites for sure. So thank you, ladies, for taking time out of your day to join us. I hope you were as blown away as I was. The link is there to book your appointment. Yes, just go out and start to live the life that you really want. So thank you, Natalia. Great, great call.
Thank you, ladies, and enjoy. I look forward to speaking to you. See you later.